Hello, my dear friend. Welcome to VUS Learning English Podcast. My name is Anna. I am so happy you are here with me today. If this is your first time, welcome. I am happy to meet you. If you are a returning listener, welcome back. It is so good to have you here again. Today, we are going to talk about something very important. We are going to talk about English fluency. We will talk about a secret way to unlock your speaking, a way to finally feel confident. If you enjoy our time together today, please think about following or subscribing. It helps our podcast grow. It helps us reach more English learners just like you. And I have a question for you. Where are you listening from today? Are you in Venezuela, or Somalia, or Nigeria, or India? Tell me in the comments. I love to read where my friends are from. It makes me so happy to see our family grow around the world. Okay, let's begin. I want you to imagine something. Imagine your heart starts to beat very fast. Imagine your hands get a little wet. Your palms are sweaty. And your mind feels empty. All of this happens for one reason. You need to make a phone call in English. This was my story for many, many years. A simple phone call in English was my biggest fear. The phone was a small black box of anxiety for me. I would do anything to avoid it. Maybe I will send an email instead. Maybe I can ask my friend to call for me. Maybe the problem is not so important. I can just forget it. I did this for years. I thought this fear was a sign. I thought it meant my English was not good enough. I thought I was not ready. But what if I was wrong? What if the secret to fluency is not in a book? What if it is not in a classroom? What if it is not on a language app on your phone? What if the secret is inside your fear? What if you need to do the thing that scares you? The truth is, I was looking at everything the wrong way. Avoiding those phone calls did not protect me. It kept me in a cage. It kept me small. Everything changed when I started to do the thing I was most afraid of. I started forcing myself to make those phone calls. And in that moment of pressure, in that moment of discomfort, I found a secret. This secret helped me build real confidence. It helped me finally unlock my English fluency. And today I want to share this secret with you. The secret is this: speaking English is not one problem. It is two problems. Think of it like this. There is a physical problem, and there is a mental problem. First, the physical problem. Your mouth is a part of your body. Your mouth needs exercise to speak English well. Your mouth needs to be strong and fast. It needs to make new sounds. It needs to follow the music of English. If your mouth is not trained, it cannot keep up. Second, the mental problem. This is about your brain. Your brain needs to be fast. It needs to find English words quickly. It needs to build English sentences easily. If you are always thinking in your native language and then translating to English, your brain will be too slow. Today, we are going to fix both problems. We will train your mouth and we will train your brain. There is one rule that is more important than all the others. This is the number one rule. It is a non-negotiable rule. That means you cannot break it, you cannot change it. The rule is this: to get better at speaking, you must speak. I know, it sounds so simple, it sounds obvious, but it is the biggest truth. And it is the truth many learners try to avoid. We tell ourselves little stories. We say, if I watch one more show on Netflix, I will be fluent. If I finish this level on my app, I will be fluent. If I learn 100 more words, I will be fluent. But all of these things are just preparation. They are good, they are helpful, but they are not speaking. Imagine you want to learn to swim. You read 20 books about swimming. You watch 50 videos of people swimming. You study the water. You learn everything about swimming. But you never get in the water. Will you learn how to swim? No, of course not. To learn to swim, you must get in the water. You must move your arms and your legs. You must feel the water. Speaking English is the same. Reading and listening are important. They build your foundation. They build your house, but speaking is the door. You must open the door and walk through. Real fluency is built in real conversations. These conversations can be messy. They can be imperfect. Sometimes they can be a little awkward or strange. And that is okay. That is where you grow. So how much do you need to speak? A good goal is to speak for about 2 to 3 hours every week. 2 to 3 hours of real speaking practice. If you do this, you will see a big change, a real significant improvement. Now, I can hear you thinking, you might be saying, Anna, 2 or 3 hours? That is impossible. I have no one to talk to. I live alone. My family does not speak English. I understand. I really, really do. I felt the same way. But I have good news for you. Today in our world, the walls are gone. The barriers to speaking have never been lower. You have so many opportunities. Let's talk about them. Let's break down your options from easy to a little more challenging. First, let's talk about a modern secret weapon. This is something new. This is a game changer. I am talking about AI tutors. AI means artificial intelligence. It is like a smart computer, a smart robot on your phone or computer. Tools like ChatGPT Voice, Gemini, and others are amazing for English learners. These are not just for texting. You can have a real spoken conversation with them. You can talk, and they will talk back to you. Think of it as your private practice zone. It is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is always ready for you, and there is no judgment. The AI will never get tired of you. It will never laugh at your mistakes. You can talk about your day for 10 minutes. You can practice for a job interview. You can even pretend to be in a restaurant and order food. The AI will respond with patience. And if you ask, it can even correct your mistakes. This is a perfect place to start. It is a safe space to build your first wall of confidence. Okay, what is the second option? Find a language exchange partner online. There are wonderful apps and websites for this. You may have heard of HelloTalk or Tandem. On these platforms, you can find people from all over the world. You can find a native English speaker who wants to learn your language. This is a beautiful exchange. It is a win-win. You spend half the time speaking English. This is your practice time. And you spend the other half of the time speaking your native language. This is when you help your partner. I have some advice for this. When you meet your partner, have a plan. Don't just say, "Hi, how are you?" for 30 minutes. That can be boring. Choose a topic before you talk. Maybe you can both watch the same movie. Then you can talk about the movie. What did you like? What did you not like? Or maybe you can read a news article. Then you can debate the topic. This small amount of planning changes everything. It turns a simple chat into a real practice session. It becomes targeted practice. Now for the third option. This one is very powerful. Look for real-world interactions. Go on social media like Facebook or others. Search for groups for expats in your city. Expats are people living in a country that is not their home country. They often have groups and meetups. You can also search for language meetup events. Many cities have groups that meet in a cafe or a park to practice languages. I know what you might be thinking. Anna, this sounds terrifying. Walk into a room of strangers? No, thank you. I know that feeling. But it is so powerful. You are putting yourself in a situation where English is your only tool. It is the only way to connect with the people around you. It is like jumping in the deep end of the swimming pool. You will be surprised at how well you can swim. So we have these great options: AI tutors, language partners, real-world meetups. The resources are there. So why don't people do it? The real reason is not a lack of resources. It is about fear. Let's be honest and talk about that fear. The first fear is this: but I am too shy. I have social anxiety. That feeling is 100% real. It is valid. I want you to know that it is okay to feel that way. But the goal is not to wait for the fear to disappear. If you wait until you are not scared, you might wait forever. The goal is to learn to speak while you feel the fear. Confidence is not the absence of fear. Confidence is not being fearless. Confidence is acting even when you feel scared. So, start small. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Your first step can be very small. A 5-minute chat with an AI tutor, that is a small step. Sending a text message to a potential language partner, that is a small step. You build your tolerance for this feeling. You build your bravery muscle, little by little. Now for the second fear. But I will make so many mistakes. To this I say, good. Yes, good. I want you to make mistakes. I want you to change how you see mistakes. Mistakes are not failures. Mistakes are not bad. Mistakes are data. Mistakes are your private teacher. Every time you make a mistake, you learn something. Maybe someone corrects you. Maybe you notice it yourself later. That mistake just gave you a free, personalized lesson. It showed you exactly what you need to work on. Think about it. A person who has a conversation and makes 100 mistakes has learned 100 things. A person who stays silent because they are afraid of mistakes has learned nothing. The people who become fluent are not perfect. They are not the people who never make mistakes. The people who become fluent are the people who are resilient. They make a mistake, they learn, and they keep going. So this is your first and most important step. You must accept this rule. You must speak. You must do it often. You must do it consistently. This is the engine for your whole journey to fluency. So you are ready to speak more. That is wonderful. But maybe you feel clumsy. When you open your mouth, the words are slow. You stumble. You can't find the right pronunciation. It feels like your mouth is running a race it did not train for. This is the physical side of fluency. This is the first problem we talked about. Your brain knows the word, but your mouth has not practiced saying the word. Your tongue, your lips, your jaw, they do not have the muscle memory. This is a physical problem, and we can fix it with physical exercises. It is time to take your mouth to the gym. The first exercise in our mouth gym is called speed reading. Listen carefully. This is not about understanding the text. This is a physical exercise for your mouth. Here is how you do it. Find a simple piece of text. A story for a child is perfect. A short news article is also good. It should be very easy for you to read. The goal is not to learn new words. The goal is to say familiar words, but faster. Now, read the text out loud. Read at your normal, comfortable speed. Use your phone to time yourself. Let's say it takes you 2 minutes. Great. That is your baseline. Now you will do it again, but this time, your goal is to be a little bit faster, just a little. If it was 2 minutes, try for 1 minute and 55 seconds. Then do it again, a little faster, and again, a little faster. At first, it will feel rushed. It will feel sloppy. You might make mistakes. That is okay. That is part of the training. You are forcing your mouth to move faster than it is used to. You are teaching the muscles in your mouth to be quick, to be efficient. This exercise drills these sounds over and over. It builds the pathways. So in a real conversation, your mouth can keep up with your thoughts. It is like a piano player practicing scales, up and down the keys. The scales are not the beautiful song, but the scales make the beautiful song possible. Speed reading is your scale practice. Our second exercise is fun. It is singing songs. This might sound a little silly, but I promise you, it is one of the best ways to learn the music of English, the rhythm, the flow. Native speakers do not speak word by word. We connect our words together. We blend sounds. For example, we do not say want to. We often say wanna. We do not say going to. We often say gonna. Learning these connections is a secret key. It helps you sound more natural, and it helps you understand native speakers better. So here's what you do. Choose an English song that you love. It is important that you love it. Choose a song that is not too slow, but not too fast. A medium speed is good to start. Now find the lyrics online, the words to the song. First, just listen to the song and read the lyrics at the same time. Do this a few times. Now try to sing along. At first, it will be hard. You will fall behind the singer. You might feel a little bit silly. That is okay. Have fun with it. The music is your teacher. The music forces you to keep up. It forces you to connect the words. It trains you to match the speed of a native speaker. And there's another benefit. Singing teaches you intonation. Intonation is the music of a language, the way our voice goes up and down. When you sing, you copy the singer's intonation automatically. You will start stressing the right words. Your pitch will go up and down in the right places. It is a very natural way to learn. Our third exercise is the most advanced. This one is very powerful. It is called shadowing. If speed reading is like lifting weights for your mouth, and singing is like doing cardio, then shadowing is like high-intensity training. It is a very focused, very strong exercise. The idea is simple, but it is difficult to do. Here is the idea. You listen to a native speaker, and you repeat what they say at almost the exact same time. You are like their shadow or their echo. You are just 1 or 2 seconds behind them. Here is how to start. Choose an audio clip. A podcast is great. A TED Talk is great. You need a clear speaker. Put on headphones. This is important. As soon as the person starts talking, you start talking. Try to copy everything. Every word, every pause, the way their voice goes up, the way their voice goes down. The first time you do this, it will feel like chaos. It will feel crazy. You will miss words, you will mumble, your brain will feel like it is breaking. If you feel this, it is a good sign. It means it is working. It means you are pushing yourself. Why is this so powerful? Shadowing forces your brain and your mouth to work together at high speed. You are not thinking about grammar. You are not searching for vocabulary. You are only focused on sound and rhythm. This builds a super fast connection between your ears and your mouth, between what you hear and what you say. You are borrowing a native speaker's fluency for a few minutes. And you are teaching your own mouth how that fluency feels. Start with just 1 minute of shadowing a day, then 2 minutes, then 5 minutes. It is a very intense workout, but it will make your speech smoother and much more natural. Okay, so we have trained our mouth. Your mouth is getting faster. Your pronunciation is getting clearer. But what about the second problem? The mental problem. You still have that moment, that frustrating moment when your brain just stops. It feels like it is buffering, like a slow video. You know the word in your language, but the English word is lost. You can't find it. Or you are trying to build a sentence, word by word. Should I say the here? Is this the right verb tense? This is the mental fluency gap, and the reason for this gap is one single habit, one habit we must break. The habit of translation. As long as you think in your native language first, and then translate every thought into English, you will always be slow. You will always be one step behind the conversation. It is like having a slow, tired interpreter in your head. The goal is to fire that interpreter. The goal is to think directly in English. This is the biggest game changer. When you see a chair, you don't think the word for chair in your language and then translate it. You just see it and think, chair. That is mental fluency. And just like physical fluency, we can train it. The first technique is the most powerful. It is called the chunking method. Our brains do not work with single words. Our brains work with groups of words. These groups are called chunks. A chunk is a group of words that often go together. For example, you don't learn the words to, be, honest, with, you as 5 separate words. You learn the whole phrase as one piece. To be honest with you, that is a chunk. You don't learn on the other hand. You learn the chunk on the other hand. Other examples are, by the way, I'm looking forward to, it depends on whether spoken English is made of thousands of these chunks. Native speakers are not creating sentences from zero every time they speak. That would be too slow. Instead, we are grabbing these chunks from our memory, and we are putting them together like Lego blocks. This is the secret. When you learn in chunks, you give your brain less work to do. Your brain doesn't have to build the sentence. The sentence is already built. You just have to say it. This makes you speak faster and more automatically. So how can you use chunking? First, you need to become a chunk miner. A miner is someone who digs for gold or diamonds. You are going to dig for chunks. When you watch a TV show in English or listen to a podcast, listen for these phrases. Don't just look for new single words. Listen for groups of words that are used together. When you hear a useful one, like, I'm thinking of going to, write down the whole chunk, not just one word. Next, you need to make these chunks flexible. A chunk is like a frame for a picture. Take the chunk. I'm looking forward to blank. The line is a blank space. Practice filling in that blank space. I'm looking forward to the weekend. I'm looking forward to my vacation. I'm looking forward to seeing you. This makes the chunk an active part of your language. Finally, you must use them. Knowledge is not enough. You must use it. Challenge yourself. Say, "Today I will use 3 new chunks in my conversation." This moves the chunks from your notebook into your active skill. The second technique for training your brain is called self-narration. This is simple, it is effective, and you can do it anywhere, anytime. The exercise is to narrate your life, to be the voiceover for your own movie. Talk to yourself out loud in English. When you are making breakfast in the morning, say what you are doing. Okay, I am walking into the kitchen. I am opening the refrigerator. I see the milk. I am going to take the milk. Now I am closing the door. I am pouring the milk into my cereal. I know it feels a little strange at first. You might feel silly, but it is so powerful. You are building the habit of thinking in English. And you are doing it in a place with zero pressure. Nobody is listening. Nobody is judging you. There is no fear of mistakes. You are creating a constant flow of English in your mind. You are connecting English words directly to your actions. Over time, this changes your brain. Your brain starts to use English as the default language for your thoughts. This makes it so much easier to find your words in a real conversation. The third technique is a pressure drill. It is a game to make your brain faster. I call it the 4-3-2-minute game. This game forces your brain to find words and phrases more quickly. Here is how you play. Choose a simple topic, a topic you know well. For example, my last vacation, or my favorite movie, or my family. Now set a timer on your phone for 4 minutes. Start the timer and talk about the topic. Do not stop talking for the full 4 minutes. Just keep talking. If you repeat yourself, that is okay. If your grammar is not perfect, that is okay. The goal is to keep speaking. When the timer stops, reset it. Set it for 3 minutes. Now, talk about the exact same topic again for 3 minutes. When that timer stops, reset it one last time. Set it for 2 minutes. And talk about the same topic again for 2 minutes. Here is why this game is magical. The first time, for 4 minutes, your brain is working hard. It is organizing your ideas. It is searching for words. It is slow. The second time, for 3 minutes, the ideas are already there. You already organized them. So your brain can focus on speaking more smoothly, more efficiently. The third time, for only 2 minutes, you are forced to be fast. You have to be concise. You don't have time to think in your native language. You don't have time to translate. You just have to speak. This game creates a little bit of good pressure. It's like practicing for a fast conversation. It trains your brain to work well under pressure. It makes your recall faster and more fluid. And now we come back to the beginning. We come back to the phone call, the sweaty palms, the fast beating heart. We have talked about training your mouth. We have talked about training your brain. But none of it will work without the right mindset. You can have a perfect accent. You can have a brain full of English chunks. But if you freeze with fear every time you feel a little pressure, you will never feel fluent. For me, the phone was the final test. I could not see the other person's face. I was scared I would not understand. I was terrified. For years, I believed I had to wait. I had to wait until I felt confident. Then I would be ready to make those calls. I would write a script for the whole phone call. I would practice my first sentence, "Hello, my name is Anna," 10 times, but my voice would still shake with fear. Then one day, something happened. I had to make a very important phone call. It was urgent. and nobody else could do it for me. I had no choice. I picked up the phone. My heart was pounding in my chest. I stumbled through the conversation. I know I made mistakes. My English was clumsy. But at the end of the call, I had done it. The person on the other end understood me. My problem was solved. I had communicated. And in that moment, I learned the biggest lesson of my life about fluency. You do not wait for confidence before you act. You act first, and then you get confidence. Confidence is the result of your action. It is the prize you get for being brave. The goal is not to make the fear go away. For most of us, speaking a foreign language will always be a little scary, especially in important situations. And that is okay. The nervous feeling does not stop your mouth from moving. The anxiety does not stop your brain from finding a word. What stops you is your reaction to the feeling. What stops you is when you choose to avoid it. Every time you avoid a conversation because you are scared, you are teaching your brain something. You are teaching your brain, this is dangerous. We cannot handle this. And this makes the fear stronger. It makes your world smaller. But every time you step into the discomfort, every time you make the scary phone call, every time you start the conversation, even with a shaky voice, you teach your brain a different lesson. You teach your brain, this is hard, but I can do it. I am strong. I am capable. This is how you build real confidence, the kind of confidence that no one can take away from you. So I want you to change your relationship with pressure. Don't see it as a stop sign. See it as a green light. See it as a sign that you are moving in the right direction. Welcome the sweaty palms. Say hello to the racing heart. These feelings are proof. They are proof that you are stretching, you are growing, you are leaving your comfort zone. Fluency is not found in your comfort zone. It is found just outside of it. In that place where you feel a little challenged, that is where real growth happens. Do the thing that scares you. That is the path. That is the only shortcut. So what should you do now? What is the path to fluency? It is not a magic secret. It is a clear plan, a strategy. First, you must promise yourself to follow the number one rule. Speak every single day, even for just 10 minutes. Talk to an AI, talk to a friend, talk to yourself. This is non-negotiable. Second, train your mouth. Make it strong and fast. Use speed reading, sing songs. Try shadowing. Build the physical skill of speaking. Third, train your brain. Stop translating, learn in chunks. Narrate your life with self-narration. Play the 4-3-2 minute game. Build the mental skill of thinking in English. And finally, and most importantly, embrace the pressure. Welcome the challenge. Remember that confidence is not something you have. It is something you build. Do the scary thing. Your fluency is waiting for you on the other side of your fear. So here is my challenge for you today. Start now, not tomorrow, not next week, today. Just 10 minutes of practice every day is better than 5 hours once a month. Consistency is the key. Pick one thing from this podcast, just one. Have a 5-minute conversation with an AI. Learn one new chunk and find a way to use it today. Sing one English song in the shower as loud as you can. The journey to fluency is not one giant leap. It is 1,000 small, brave steps. Stop waiting to feel confident. Go out there and build your confidence one step at a time. Thank you so much for listening today, my dear friend. I hope you feel inspired. I hope you feel ready to take your next step. Remember to be kind to yourself. This journey takes time, but you are on the right path. You are doing a great job. If this was helpful, please let me know in the comments. I love hearing from you. And if you liked it, please give it a like or a follow. It helps other learners find us. Keep going. You can do this. See you next time, my friend.